welcome to the Wicked Edition. I'm Dr. Kingori. Tonight, I'll let this little girl introduce our show.
Who is the Deputy President?
William Ruto.
Stop it. Who is the Governor of Nairobi County?
Evans Kidero.
Governor of Kiambu County?
William Kabogo.
Governor of Mombasa County?
Asa Joho.
Governor of Kakamega County?
Wycliffe Oparanya.
And she went on and on. The only governor some of us would mention is the governor of Matatus, speed governors. Now, I'm not even shocked that the little girl knows the names of all Kenyan governors and their respective counties. There's a detail that most of you guys missed from that clip.
Who is the Deputy President?
William Ruto.
Stop it.
You see how difficult it is to name our current structure of government without eating. You see, and the little girl seems to be very informed, more than I am, in the subject of devolution, and that's why I'll take this reason, and I'll take this opportunity to pretend that I know everything about the concept. Now, the basic definition of devolution is to transfer or to delegate to lower levels. So don't be misled, Lakini. This has nothing to do with sagging. It does not even sound right that I'm delegating my trousers to lower levels. That can't work. And that doesn't mean that I'm advocating for sagging, by the way. Don't try that. That's below the belt. Now, devolution, in essence, stands for equitable distribution of resources from the central government to the ordinary person. It's more like an organized version of this. Now, that's believed to be Sonu Chairman Babu Owino devolving lunch to marginalized campus students. Now, the concept of devolution is a direct copy and paste from the American Constitution. Now, I feel this can help us make sense of some of the failures of devolution itself. Like, number one, corruption. It's important to note that devolution is not the first thing that we have borrowed and corrupted. We have very many examples. For example, a gold mine. We took that and corrupted it to Ikolomani. Isukuti was originally an English word. It is good. Rumuruti, it stands for remote route. Roti Kopany for road company, huko ni Kisumu. Sasa hapa ndio tulihata. Thogoto originally meant Scotland. No connection. Kwanza, the worst example ni cricket. Cricket tulitengeneza hiyo ikakuwa Kerigiti. Yes. My point here is, you could argue that corruption is our way of customizing things. Now, that said, devolution as a concept is very good. It's a very good system if followed to the letter. I asked a friend of mine to explain the concept to me. So he didn't have time. So he recommended that I watch this clip.
What?
Kuna mtu anakula wengine wanameza mate. And interestingly, to the best of my understanding, these children are the county governments, and the man is the national government. Whoever took the video is the opposition. And the differences between the comparison, the differences in comparison between our government and the man in that video is that, one, when it's time to eat, our government eats meat. Plus, the constitutional requirement is that the children get to eat at least 15% of the whole meal. That's the national budget. And I believe the Council of Governors would approve this picture to depict that image. Very, very accurate. That's actually my meme. I take the credit. And that explains the campaigns we've had by governors to lobby for an increase in funds in the national government. And the same county governments have had cases of funds being returned to Treasury because it wasn't used in the counties. How many of you guys returned pocket money to your parents when schools closed? Yes, thank you. The three of you in the whole world know how that went. Now, it's very difficult. It's also very difficult to sell the idea of inadequate funding with cases like this in county assemblies.
In what appears to be a non-prudent and wasteful expenditure, the Vihiga County Assembly incurred a 74 million shillings bill on what the Auditor General terms as unnecessary travel expenses. According to the report delivered to the Senate Public Accounts Committee, the MCAs spent 16 million shillings on a trip to Uganda to discuss devolution matters. Never mind that Uganda does not have a devolved government.
Going to learn about devolution in Uganda ni kama kwenda kwa boutique kununua mkate, ama kwenda kwa butchery kununua viatu. It does not make sense. And the justification that this MCAs made just makes this even more interesting.
the clerk could just tell us, all members bring your passports, there is an international trip. So he was not telling us the invitation letter, and if you tend to ask the invitation letter, you'll be left behind.
The only context this idea makes sense ni when we were kids, unaambiwa vaa viatu. Haulizi tunaenda wapi? Juu utaacha. Lakini sasa senators really.
And if you tend to ask the invitation letter, you'll be left behind.
Mesikia, very simple. Vaa viatu ama nikuache. Doesn't make sense. There is no denying that devolution has brought about a great transformation. In March this year, Mara MP Honorable Kareke Mbiuki broke the interwebs when he launched a transformer in his village. You guys poked fun at him, but he literally transformed the village. We've seen a governor launch cows for his people. The Bomet governor specifically launched a cattle dip for his people in his county. You may not see what he did there, but I can tell you it's deep. Yes, I trust county committees went into deep thought before they agreed on the cattle dip project. And there's a very clear difference between what people want and what they need. And with the present system of government, we have had more than enough leaders. Actually, there's a debate in some circles that Kenyans are overrepresented. Funny enough, it's not only Kenyans that are complaining. Even our leaders have their grievances.
If you go to the gym, it's pathetic. The massage rooms, the equipment for the gym.
And that's it. The gym is pathetic, and that's where the problem comes. See, that explains why some of our leaders look unfit for office. Yes. Now, fixing the parliamentary gym would bring a solution to some of the problems you are facing. In fact, I hope we have gyms in the county assemblies too. See, in the structure of devolution, the MCA post is the office that you really need to be fit to hold. Jamaa kona kofia is not fit to be an MCA. Maana vile amemfanya vibaya. Now, the MCA office may be considered minor, but the post is very powerful. Physically, as you have seen, and in the structure of devolution. For example, the governor is the county boss. But most of the decisions he or she makes are dependent on the approval of MCAs to sail through. And that includes major financial decisions. Now, to put this into perspective, it's more like in a family setting where the children have to give an approval of what the family members will eat. Baba anataka watu wakule nyama, lakini watoto wanataka ugali na ice cream. If the dad insists on meat, he risks being impeached as a father. Like, sasa juu umekataa tukule nyama, wewe si daddy tena, wewe ni uncle. Does not make sense. And devolution has brought us roads, schools, hospitals, and not to forget the 7 million bob curtains.
These are not the ordinary wheelbarrows that we know, but these are wheelbarrows that are made of stainless, non-carcinogenic materials that are also insoluble in various reagents used in food industry.
Basic concept there. If you can't convince them, confuse them. See, when this story broke in the media, that the Bungoma County had bought wheelbarrows at 109,000 shillings a wheelbarrow, I thought they meant like Akina Vitz, Probox. Now, these are the wheelbarrows that we cause traffic jam now up and down. In which case, that would have been a great deal. But these were actual wheelbarrows. This needs to stop. See, county government should stop buying things without bargaining. Learn from us Kenyans. We do that every day. Hoka akikwambia kitu ni 2,000, tunajua bei hiyo kitu ni 300. Hata huyo hoka mwenyewe anajua atakuzia 300. Kubuy curtains at 7 million, you could have gotten a better bargain actually. 7 million for curtains would confuse you for measurements like 7 meters. Unajua, at that price you could have bought hospitals, some medical supplies, and in some places even built a clinic. Bargain, man, bargain. See, unless they wanted like a great Meru curtain. You see, like America, vile Donald Trump anataka kutengeneza wall around America. So kukue na curtain around Meru. Like, hey, Meru kuna wase. That not make sense. Now, devolution cannot even fit in our nicknaming system. You know how we do? Like shortening of names, like Kevin, Kevo. Kevo. Evolution, Kevo. Devolution, Kevo. You see? And that's why Governor Munya thinks that devolution has so many enemies.
Devolution has enemies. Devolution is not something that is supported by everybody. There are people who are benefiting very heavily from the centralized system.
In another life, Governor Munya could have made a very great rapper. You blame the haters on everything. Your haters. How do you answer the question that it has worked in some counties very well, but in some counties it's even yet to take off? I'm not a devolution expert, but we have someone who is part of the system to help us check the facts. We'll be right back after the break. I am Dr. Kinderi. Welcome back to the Wicked Edition. I'm Dr. Kinori. Yes. We are covering devolution tonight, and our guest is a member of the Parliamentary Accounts Committee. He is a senator, and he has powers. He has the power to summon a governor. That's my layman's understanding. Kimani Wamatangi, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Welcome to our show. First of all, Kevo, can we play a clip ya mtu aliongelesha Wamatangi vibaya? Ni mchokozi sana.
Yes, mweke.
This is a reported speech. Weka hiyo kitu.
Sasa nasikia kulikuwa na mtu anaitwa Matangi hapa. Mkora mwingine wa kawaida kutoka huko Kiambu. Alikuwa pande hii anapeana suri zake huko. Matangi ni mkora tu hivi tu kutoka huko. When did he become the Inspector General of Police? The only privilege he has, he thinks is so important, is he's a senator.
Huyo jamaa ameongea vibaya senator. Sema kitu.
Huwezi
ambiwa hivyo senator. Senator huwezi ambiwa hivyo. Senator, jibu kitu.
Acha niwaambie na majibu yangu ni haya. Kwanza, unajua ni vizuri kuelewa in what context was the person speaking. He was speaking from the context whereby mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa nimesafiri mpaka kwa kaunti yake na kusema wakati huo, lakini sasa amepinduka na amekuwa sasa mtu sasa amenyoka.
Ongea vibaya kidogo. Kazi ya women rep ni gani? Kazi ya women rep ni gani?
Unajua kazi ya women rep na hapo.
Ona vile unachagua maneno. Don't play safe. Kwani ni kura ngapi 47?
Acha niwaambie kitu moja. Unajua saa zingine hizo positions za women report wanakosa kuzielewa vizuri. And that does also not mean that even myself as a senator cannot be elected a woman representative as a man.
Senator,
that is not the most humorous part of it. Let me tell you, the most humorous part of it is that one that you're laughing about.
Seriously?
Because I mean, who said that men in this country do not know what the problems of women are? I mean, come on, give me a logical argument that will tell you that will hold to say that I, Wamatangi, do not know the problems of my wife. I know. Tell me that I do not know the challenges of my daughters.
Senator Yoni. Senator Yoni, from a physical perspective.
I want to make this, let's make this argument the way it's supposed to be made. Everybody in community believed that that position only belongs to women, and that contributed to why today, as an explanation, we literally don't have a single woman elected as a senator. We don't have a single woman elected as a governor.
Because you don't have a single man elected as a...
No.
Elected,
the reason was...
sorry.
No, you know, I think, no, it's where you come from.
I mentioned something about the percentage that the government gives Ukoko counties.
Yes.
How much, what's the percentage that we have as at now?
As of today, more than 1 trillion. And you know, let's explain to our viewers as well. This room, this size of this room, if you packed 1 trillion shillings here, you would hardly find room for the balance. You would pack 1 trillion here and pack it outside. It's huge money. It's a lot of money.
Now, you've seen 1 trillion.
Ask yourself, you know, come on, my friend. You know, I've seen it many times in my dreams. But I'll tell you what.
Okay.
It is my belief that if that money has been put to proper, correct use, and you know, the Constitution requires one thing.
Okay.
That as an elected official, when money is put into your hands, the first requirement is that you must spend that money prudently, properly. If that money was following that rule used prudently, this country would have been different today.
And, I mentioned something about the percentage that the government gives Ukoko counties.
Yes.
How much, what's the percentage that we have as at now?
Now, I think we have almost close to 40%.
40%?
40% of national government collection, because look at how much is going right now. This year, we should be sending to the counties about 350 billion Kenya shillings. 350 billion Kenya shillings to the counties. I can see some of our viewers are already shocked.
Every county gets 350 billion, ama that's divided among the 47.
That is divided amongst the counties.
Bado ni pesa mingi.
That's a lot of money.
That explains why you can open a Facebook account na 2 million.
I mean, you see, 350 billion, divide that by 47, just for argument's sake, you have a lot of money. How does that give you? What is the answer?
To edit your part. That doesn't make me look good. But how do you explain the fact that it has worked in various counties very well? Now some other counties we don't have any fruits.
Well, in an honest scale, I would not say that it has worked very well in all counties or in some counties. Yes, some counties have done better than others. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give the best performing counties probably about 7. You know, if you look at some of the governors that we elected in the last session, some of them have literally no idea how to use that kind of money. They are training backwards. They never have had even positions to manage even a small enterprise.
Butchery.
Or even a small institution.
How did you arrive at running for senator, the senatorial office?
People have had a lot of problems in Kiambu especially, and it's nationwide also, in clean water storage facilities. So I've been working with them for more than 10 years. And then after that, I found that maybe to deal better with the problem, we need to be closer, and I decided why not run for senator. Of course, also there was a lot of agitation from my people, and from there, it was all systems go.
So kama walikuwa na shida ya maji, ukajiita Matangi ndio wakuchagua.
Hii story, unajua ninapeana hii story all over because originally, jina ile mimi naitwa sana ni Kimani. That was the name that was very popular, Kimani. And then kubatizwa Paul. So every time when I went to the villages there to help people, they would ask, who is this fellow that was here? And they would say Kimani. Which Kimani? Kimani is a very common name in my community. So they say, that one of tanks. In Kikuyu you say, Ole wa Matangi, yule wa Matangi. So every time they would repeat, yule wa Matangi, yule wa Matangi. Then wa Matangi became the distinctive name that stood out.
So tunaweza sema you've been specifically kwa hiyo line ya Matangi because were you involved in other things? Ungekuwa na wa madawa.
Well, okay. I think people choose to opt and associate with what touches them most. I take youth in communities who may not have performed well at class 8 level and form 4 level and don't have an opportunity to go back. And so I train them in technical skills. And those that have performed fairly well in IT courses, take them through graduation, they get certificates. We concentrate on those that are from less fortunate families, so we don't charge.
So
our foundation educates them for free. So if I was to get another nickname,
it will be Wama Dropout.
Listen, my friend. Listen, my friend. Once you take my dropouts and you make them my drop-ins, and you make them successful. Then what would be a better nickname? It would be Wama Drop-ins. Wama Successes.
Unajua kusafisha. Sasa basi give people one final thing.
Umeniambia niongee vibaya. Can I talk badly?
Please.
On behalf of our people.
Please.
Nasikia mnaniaji kabisa.
Choma. Utasema ni peer pressure.
Yes. And the worst that I can be able to say ni kusema kwa hii nchi yetu, in this country of ours, there is absolutely no room for those thugs and thieves and looters who have made it their business, to wait for the taxpayers of this country to go and contribute into that kitty and pocket it and take off with it to go and reach themselves. There's no room.
That's a good note to end it. Sindio? Senator Kimani wa Matangi, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for the Wicked Edition. See you next week. I am Dr. Kinori.